Hey everyone, Brainsmasher here again to tell you about an album that I dearly love today. Just a short review of an album. I hope I can properly convey that I'm telling you about this album because of my utter love for this record, and also because I feel like this album deserves more attention than it has. Having said that though, the album I do have personal ties to, so I have other reasons to tell you about it as well, but I swear this is coming from nothing but a place of utter fandom and love for this record, Merkaba's Bones of the Sacred Forest. A little backstory on this. I and my friend Ron, who you will see in some of my videos, do Pagan Flames Productions, and we put this record out a couple of years ago on LP, and you can pick this up for $14 shipped in the US, or a couple of bucks outside of the US. And it's also on our Bandcamp page for $3. I recommend you do that. I'll put a link in the description. Anyways, on to my love for this brilliant fucking album. We found out about Merkaba because we had been putting out Panopticon's records way back in the day. We put out the first 3 up to Kentucky. And at that time, Austin from Panopticon said, look, you know, we've been friends for a couple of years now. It's time you find out about some of my friends' bands. And this was one of them. Merkaba come from Eastern Kentucky, and I want to say they were from Lexington, or outside of Lexington. Sadly, they've broken up, but this is their only full length. They did a split with Wheels Within Wheels also. But this record was a reissue of their demo. It contained a bonus track, and it was remastered lovingly by Colin Marston, who also does Panopticon's albums. But this album is really devoid of a lot of gimmicks. It's very down to earth and familiar. It's something that you can just jump right into, and even though it contains incredible intensity, I guess one of the things I think that Merkaba does better than most is they build up in these really subtle and memorable beginnings with some shimmering clean guitars. Maybe sometimes there's like some tribal drumming going on, but quickly they ramp it up and just start building up the intensity over and over and over with these great riffs. The production on it just lends itself so well to the atmosphere. The subtleties just really come through, but all in all, it just melds together so well to create this really strong sounding guitar tone and drum recording. With just, it all sounds so beautifully unified. Here is a lyric sheet if you wanted to follow along with the album. By the way, I'm playing it so you can hear it over my talking. Super passionate, howling fucking vocals. It just sounds like the guy is just on the floor, on his knees, just howling at the fucking moon. Amazing stuff. So there are 3 songs on each side. Total of length of the album, I don't know, I guess I want to say around 50 minutes or so. I did all the artwork for this. Pretty happy with how it came out. It's, you know, it's sort of like a, I guess I want to say it was kind of post black metal in that it borrows from some of those kind of build and crash sort of song structures that a lot of post black metal bands do, but there really aren't any of those sort of tendencies that you would come to expect from like Falls of Raros or Panopticon. They're pretty straightforward, and I would say if you're into anything, you know, really raw and simplistic sort of black metal, this shouldn't be too far from your radar, other than the fact that the songwriting just has that immensely emotional and intense build up and just crash and just watching everything just shatter and fall down around you kind of atmosphere to it. I seriously don't think I've heard another band with such a knack for having such a believable and attractive, I guess, power to them that brings you in along with its building of intensity and just feeling like you're crashing against the wall and shattering into pieces and strewn about the ground. It's really cathartic to hear something like that and to be so pulled in and pulled along, and it just kind of brings some sort of resolution to have an album do that for you. And I think that's why I keep coming back to black metal. You know, it in a way it sort of, it does the anger for you, is what I often say. And I'm almost, I feel like I'm quite a peaceful guy. I'm a friendly guy, and I think I owe it all to albums like this for being the angry for me, and for showing me that there is a positive way of resolving those kinds of things just by putting on a record. You know, you get off of work, you're frustrated, put on an album and just sink your fucking mind into it and watch it do what you want to do for you. In some ways it might be kind of lazy, I guess, that it's so perfect of a resolution to those frustrations. Anyways, I highly recommend picking this up. This LP was only limited to 300 copies. It's totally worth it, and the price you just can't beat. $14 shipped in the US. Please check this album out. This is a Kentucky black metal band, Merkaba, Bones of the Sacred Forest. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you enjoyed my one album review, where I try to keep my attention span focused onto one album. I'm going to try and keep doing these for you later on. So let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed, please do so for more of stuff like this if you liked it, and have a good one.